This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe, anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 270. Thank you.
They love us here.
Yes, the Bob Studios is live this week.
We've got a crowd.
We do. Guys, thank you again. Let's calm it down. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And that's it. That's the show. Have a good night.
Thank you, good night. Roger says goodbye.
So it is just us tonight. Jim is at Raincoat School.
He's out of town watching a sporting event.
Raincoat School. And then I'm just going to keep joining that joke because Blake's not here.
Oh, okay.
And Blake's not here because he's under the weather. He's sick.
Or he's in Iceland. One of the two.
I'll be honest, we had to recharge Blake bought batteries. So
batteries?
Batteries.
Blake bought batteries.
Still a little hungover, just leave me alone. So, anyways, we are here this week. So it's old school. It's just Jeff and I.
Oh, man, it feels like it's 2014.
Oh, God. Don't go back and listen to those. I would give you a number, but we don't have those on iTunes anymore. Anyways, they do list them, but differently. Anyways, so we're going to have a good time. Jeff, anything going on with you?
Personally, not really. But
okay.
I do have to say,
Mm-hmm.
I know we've talked about it on the show before, but I have, I've become quite a aficionado of the Critical Role. The nerdy-ass voice actors who sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons for my amusement and others. They have decided that they were going to attempt to do a animated special based off of the characters that they created and everything. And they went to Kickstarter to fund this. Mm-hmm. They opened up their Kickstarter yesterday, and within less than 24 hours, they got over $4 million.
What the hell are they going to do with that?
They are going to make either one really, really long special, or maybe break it up and make a couple of episodes. Because I know they kept getting more, and they're saying, well, it's going to be 22 minutes, and then, we can do 44 minutes. Oh, well, now we can do 88 minutes. And so now...
what they could do is make an 88-minute one and sell DVDs.
Oh, I'm sure they intend on selling Blu-rays or DVDs eventually at some point.
Do kids buy DVDs, Blu-rays anymore?
I don't know if they do. Probably not.
Okay, sorry.
They should, though, because I don't trust streaming services to give you what you want to watch when you want to watch it.
We buy them for the kids, especially... I shouldn't say. I buy them for some of the movies I like, and then we get them for the kids because we have a DVD player in the car. So it's nice to have the Blu-ray, and then you get the DVD with it and digital.
You can just stream it.
We do have some, like some of the movies that aren't that good. We just, we'll just let it stream. Oh, it's off Netflix now. That's a shame. So when are they? What's the timetable for this?
They are looking, I suppose, to have it come out fall of 2020.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're looking at like a year and a half or so before they are able to get everything done, because obviously they need to make everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's going on there.
Can we say that is your hidden gem of the week?
Yes, my hidden gem.
We're doing old school this week, people, because if you haven't listened to some of our older episodes, well, we had a lot of segments. Now we just bitch. But no, we have some segments now.
And now it's just one big segment of us bitching.
No. So, Nikki, one of our earliest listeners, she's from New Zealand. She's awesome. She asked, if it's just us two, you better bust out some old segments. So we got some. This is Hidden Gems. Hidden Gems. Ka-ching. That's actually the music from it.
Yeah.
So that's yours. I got one.
Okay.
Throw Burrito. It is from the people that made Exploding Kittens.
Yes, that was one of the highest ever Kickstarted campaigns. I think number 1 in its category.
Exploding Kittens?
Maybe number 2. Something might have passed it since. But
this is Throw Burrito. It's a dodgeball card game. And you get funny taco cards and all that stuff, kind of like Exploding Kittens. Yeah. And then there's a couple cards, and you get 2 squishy tacos.
Burritos.
Burritos.
Throw burrito.
My bad. That was some of the other ones that they were thinking about as tacos. Sorry. So burritos. So they get squishy burritos, kind of like the dog toys. And I backed it on Kickstarter. And basically, it can bust out into a dodgeball game and you throw. You can do a draw like an old Western that you back to back and you take 3 steps and then throw. If you hit the person with it, they lose points. Because you get 3, you're trying to get 3 of a kind on the cards. And then you can get people to lose points. If a burrito's thrown down or something, you pick up the burrito and throw it at the person. They can dodge and duck. But if
dodge,
they get
duck,
hit,
dip, dive, and
there
dodge.
There you go.
Yes.
And then there's another one that everybody throws. It has to wrestle. So I backed it.
I just when your kids start playing this, I want to see the recordings of it.
This should be interesting. I think my oldest might be competitive.
You think?
She didn't hit me. I think it hit. You're like, no. I don't know where you get that from. Anyways, so the backing was $10,000 is what they won it.
Yeah.
After 7 days, they're at 1.3 million. That's impressive. They hit 500,000, I think, on day 1.
It's pretty good for a game.
I got the Kickstarter version edition for $35. And then there's other things that you can do for stretch goals, but they're not money. It's not when they hit money.
Oh, yeah, social stretch goals and things like that.
So
or they want people to take pictures of stupid things. They did that for Exploding Kittens, too.
So that's what they're doing here. But I think it could be a fun game. I thought we would all enjoy it. I thought with our group of game players.
I like I said, I still want to see your kids play it.
Oh, you can. You can. My oldest will play with us one time. So there's your Hidden Gems. Cha-ching! So there you go. That's the first old school segment. Next up is Boardroom. No. Okay.
No.
Never again. Look it up, kids.
Don't look it up.
No. It's a horrible segment. Let's see here. We got any up downs?
Well, that was my up. Oh, wait.
Okay. My downs are everybody dying.
Oh, yeah, let's get into this here. King Kong Bundy.
We'll get into him in listener feedback. We got listener feedback.
Oh, we got listener feedback. Yeah. Well, we still King Kong Bundy.
Breath of Silence. Luke Perry. Breath of Silence. This one hurt. And I know you don't like Riverdale. I get that.
I still don't wish the death upon people.
He's a Riverdale. Fuck him. No. I love Riverdale. But he was a lot of fun in that role. And it really makes me sad that he's not going to be in it. Because they brought the old school icons back from Molly Ringwald's in it.
Yeah.
So, Skeet Ulrich. From the 90s.
That just reminded me of the Family Guy joke about that time when we were shooting Skeet. And it's like, Skeet Ulrich, nothing you do or say or whatever. And they start just shooting
at
him.
Quick question on the critical
hit?
Critical Role.
Did you kickstart it?
I have not currently backed it yet.
Okay. I was just wondering.
I'm waiting to see if other different tiers or something open up to see if there's something more my style.
Okay. And also passing away was Katherine Helmond.
Yes.
Who was she?
She was in Soap, that great television show. She was...
Who's the boss?
Catherine Tate. Oh, yeah, she was in that show, too, but that's not as good as Soap was.
Yeah. I think the lead is a guy named Tony?
Tony. Must have been a Tony Danza show.
No, never. I'll be in your show, but I gotta be called Tony. Well, the name was Ralph. I want Tony. Okay.
Didn't he do a show called Tony?
Mm-hmm. And then he also did a talk show, too, called Tony.
Was it called Tony or
it was
the
a Tony Danza show?
Okay.
Yeah. So that is sad. Like I said, the Luke Perry one kind of hit me hard. He's a Cincinnati Red fan, and it was a sad day. Sad day.
So he was from born somewhere in Ohio. Now I'm trying to remember where it was. Youngstown, maybe, or
I'm going Youngstown. We're right into proven wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's not like he's going to correct us. Anyway.
Oh, too soon.
Too tsunami. Let's see here. Also, I did play a game this weekend. Mixtape Massacre. I tweeted about this on our Facebook or Twitter page.
Oh yeah, you tweeted at them
at Bad Ideas Podcast. Mixtape Massacre. You're going to be in our downloads here soon. Basically, it's a 1980s type horror movie game, and you are one of 12 different horror movie figures. Each one has a special power. So that's kind of
Carrie
fun.
one of them. Can I be Carrie?
The prom queen is in there.
All right.
And
that's what I'll be when we play.
I'm trying to think what her special power is.
Telekinesis?
Well, they have 12 locations, like a bar, a high school. It's like a town square that you're going through.
Okay.
And you have to go into each building and you flip a card over and you see if it's a victim you can kill. And you get 6 pegs of health.
So you're actually trying to kill the people.
Yes, you're the serial killer.
You're the villain.
Yes. I was the gremlin. type guy.
All right.
My wife was the prom queen. We just did a quick run. Just wanted to try it out before you guys came over and played. And so we played it, and I died pretty quick. And so I was like, I'll just pick a different horror movie character since there's only 2 of us. But you go into these buildings and you flip a card over most of the time, and it's either the victim got away and you're done. You go back to start. Or there's a guy that fights you. There's a person that fights you, and you have to roll 3 dice to see if you get enough to block the attack. Or you get one it's a victim card, and you try to kill them. If you kill them by rolling the dice and getting the right knives or whatever you need to get, you get a souvenir. But I like it because each villain has a superpower, and one of them is burn this motherfucker down. Well, something like that. And it's basically if somebody's in the bar, you can play your action, and it burns the bar down and kills you. You lose 3 points or 3 health meters and that thing. So that was kind of cool. And there's different ones out there too. So one is if you're dying, you can regenerate.
So you're competing against each other on this?
Yeah, and then if you run into each other, you brawl and you fight each other.
So like Freddy v. Jason.
Yes. So it's a really fun game. Once we got the hang of it, and it wasn't very difficult to start figuring it out, but it was a lot of fun. So you can go through the sewers, like his little secret ways through the sewers and that, and kind of like teleport. It's a fun game, though. For 2 players, you had to get 15 kills / souvenirs from the victims. And then they have like 4 different versions of how to play the game that you don't need extra things. So I thought that was kind of fun. Like some is like you want to be the last villain standing and all that stuff. And then I got 2 booster packs. I got a goth woman that was a vampire, and I got a dad that is a serial killer at night. So I enjoyed it though. It's my wife and I both really liked it. So Mixtape Massacre. It was $49 or $59, and you can get a 10% coupon. And then I got the 2 booster packs. So everything was shipped, I think, was $70 after the 10% off, which is a little expensive. But my wife was like, just get it for your birthday. Be fine with it. This is what you want, because I've been looking at it.
Yeah, your birthday.
We'll get to that in a second. And so, yeah, Mixtape Massacre, it's a really fun thing. I really enjoyed it, and they have a Kickstarter. They're coming out with a Kickstarter expansion pack where you're the teenagers and try and get away from the serial killers.
So a reversal.
Yeah. So that starts, I think, next week, actually. So.
Oh, it's a big day or a big time for Kickstarter and board game section.
Yeah. Hidden gems. And also, I'll be doing a review on nerdly.co.uk on it. Just to let everybody know. So, not probably be in a couple weeks once we play it a couple times.
So you could make sure you're doing things right before you judge it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of fun with like 5 players because you have a lot more people interacting.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't just go in and out of each building. You got to go in one building. If you kill them, that piece is gone until all the other 11 are gone. So then you have to kill, people have to kill, and then you put the more victims out there.
Sure.
So you can't just keep going in the same building.
Oh.
So, but yeah, Mixtape Massacre. So take a look. Yeah, my birthday. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We went to arcade/bar.
Yes, the 16-bit. I'm sure that's a
It's a franchise.
it is a franchise?
I think there's like 5.
Okay. I'm sure it's a theme that's probably popular all around the country.
Arcade games are free from the 1980s and 90s.
Drinks are expensive.
Yes. I didn't know it because I didn't buy any.
Good for you.
So that was good. My wife bought some. She's like, nobody fucking bought me one.
Wasn't her birthday.
That's true. But I don't even know. So supposedly the night ended up with me trying to order macaroni and cheese dinner plates from DoorDash. From a local restaurant?
You wanted to order. I'm looking at DoorDash.
I don't remember that. I woke up the next day and I looked at my phone. DoorDash was still on it with the macaroni and cheese.
So you didn't actually get to order it?
No. We stopped at Wendy's on the way home. That was a bad move. I think I ate half my sandwich.
Did you sleep in the car? We were taking bets that you'd be passed out in the car.
No. I got home. No, I was actually okay. And I was fine the next day. My wife let me sleep in. And then I fell asleep on the couch at 2 p.m. and woke up at 3. That was not a good call. That made me feel horrible. So, but I was downing those beers like no other, right, Jeff?
You mean the princess drinks?
They had a mixed drink. I don't know what was in it besides heaven and vodka, but it was called the princess drink, the Fresh Princess.
Fresh Princess, that was it, yeah.
80s and 90s drinks. And let me tell you, I after I had 2 beers, I never had another beer the rest of the night.
Yeah, someone thought, we'll get Jason the princess drink
the
as
Gimp
a joke.
Did. The Gimp did.
And Jason's like, I like this. So
and I never
kept
stopped.
getting him more.
I had the Hulk Hogan, which was a vodka and with a red, white, and blue popsicle in it.
Yeah, popsicle too, because you're a real American.
That's right. I got the Carrie Fisher. It was blue with some dirt in it. I don't know what else.
It had rock candy. Was that the one with the rock candy?
Yeah, rock candy. It was not that good.
But it had rock candy, so all I know is you didn't want the rock candy, so I at least got free rock candy.
There you go. So it was a good time, though, but whew, it's the reason why I don't drink like that. And I wasn't even bad. I didn't throw up. I didn't get sick. I didn't even have a hangover. I was feeling really, really good. Supposedly I was saying I don't need a hero that night.
Holding out for a hero?
I don't need a hero. I don't know.
Thinking we don't need another hero?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
The Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome?
I don't know. Anyways, all I know is it was videotaped, and my wife ended up sending it to the 365 Flicks podcast because
I did not see this.
Because I told them I'm singing British because I tried to do it in a British accent. So,
okay, your wife needs to send that video to me.
It was not a pleasant moment. I was pretty good, though, at it. So.
Yeah, sure you were.
I don't need another hero. But it was a good time, though. It was a good time. Princess drinks are to die for. I do love the princess drinks. So, but that was a good time. Anything else, Jeff?
No, not really.
Okay. Let's see here. Twitter poll of the week, we're on at Bad Ideas Podcast. Twitter poll of this week was, what Netflix original series did you like best? We had Umbrella Academy, Russian Doll, You, And I was going for more for the recent ones.
You probably should have put that in the thing. Recent.
Should have done that.
2019
18
Netflix shows here.
And other, you tell us below. In last place, 9% picked You. What is wrong with you people?
I still haven't seen it and really have no desire to see it.
I don't want you to see it.
Okay, cool.
Third place, 19% Russian Doll, which according to Jim last week was very, very boring.
I wouldn't know. I didn't see that one.
I didn't.
Although it's kind of on my list. Probably should see it so we can talk about it, but I didn't.
There's only 8 episodes, so that makes me feel happy. And winning 49% to 23%, Umbrella Academy, which doesn't surprise me. It's hitting pop culture pretty
Everyone's loving it. I mean, it's pretty much the biggest thing since Stranger Things.
That's what we got. Stranger Things, listener picks. Stranger Things, Daredevil got a couple votes. Sex Education, which I've heard really good things about. Punisher got a few votes. House of Cards, which I completely forgot. That was one of the most original ones.
Oh, yeah, that was one of their first ones that Netflix brought out.
Pretty Little Liars. I didn't know that was
I didn't know that was a Netflix.
The Ranch.
Pretty Little Liars, wasn't that on, like, the, whatchamacallit?
Not Nickelodeon, but...
No, the Freeform, whatever that was, ABC Family or something.
Unless Netflix created it.
I think maybe they just are showing the...
Because Netflix created You and put it on Lifetime.
Oh, so, that was on Lifetime, huh? Ooh.
And it bombed on Lifetime. And then Netflix, obviously, gets the streaming rights. And then it just took off on Netflix. The Ranch. Carmen Sandiego, which is a really good show.
I've not seen this reboot of Carmen Sandiego.
I enjoyed it. She's not a villain. She's playing both sides of the spy game. And I like that. And my kids really loved it. They watched it like within 2 days. And my daughter is like, "What is there more?" And she liked it even better than She-Ra, and she liked She-Ra a lot.
Ooh.
And then Bojack Horseman. I forgot about. I've never got into that.
No, I never did either. I know I've seen it pop up on. I think Comedy Central was showing reruns or whatnot of that, but I never got into it.
Jeff, you want to do some listener feedback?
Sure, why not?
Brought to you by BlakeBot. You owe us $100. Ka-ching.
I am BlakeBot.
I have money.
All right. Well, we'll start off listener feedback from this person called...
Doug?
Can't give yourself a nickname.
I wanted to be called the Hammer.
Can't be called the Hammer.
You know why?
Because you can't give yourself a nickname.
That's right. Number 7, but number 2 in our heart.
Ape hands.
Number 2 in our heart.
You called him number 2. Duty. Oh, well, anyway, Doug wants to know, what are your thoughts on Marvel's The Offenders, MODOK, Hitmonkey, Tigra, Dazzler, and Howard the Duck all getting animated series on Hulu?
This is interesting.
I'm all for as much stuff as your people are willing to put out.
Patton Oswalt has agreed to do MODOK.
I don't know if I'll particularly care to watch MODOK, but...
He's funny. And, like, it's just so absurd.
Too absurd for me.
It's a giant head.
Yeah, and floating...
A giant head.
Yeah.
Don't break our computer, Jeff.
I didn't break a damn thing.
You're getting excited.
That's because it's MODOK. Yeah, I get so excited over MODOK. Actually, I'm getting excited over Dazzler.
Ugh.
Best X-Man ever.
Speaking of X-Men, when we were at 16-bit, we played the old X-Men game.
We did play the old X-Men game.
The one with like 6 characters.
Yep.
Cyclops, Storm, Wolverine, Colossus.
Nightcrawler, and Dazzler.
Yeah. I was Nightcrawler because Nightcrawler's awesome.
I was Dazzler because Dazzler is the most awesome.
And she was not good in that game.
No, I was not good in that game. Well, I'm not taking anything away from the character. I'm taking away from the fact that, well, the one thing I noticed about those games that I don't know if maybe back in the day it made more sense, but when your character is on the side, up and down doesn't work the way I feel it should.
On the joystick?
On the joystick.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Because obviously nowadays we're used to, holding our handheld controllers while playing video games. So everything isn't in relation to the game; it's in relation to how you're holding it.
The good news is about 16-bit arcade is we were playing the games, and a lot of those arcade games I wanted to buy for my basement.
You no longer do.
Nope. X-Men, maybe. Maybe.
Apparently, as I learned on that X-Men game, you can't punch north to south. You can only punch east to west.
Yes.
I'm like trying to get underneath somebody and punch, and nothing's happening.
They did have the old school wrestling game, the tag team one. Unfortunately, they didn't have the one after that, which had the Royal Rumble. That's the one I want, because you could actually do a Royal Rumble in it. The tag team one, not so good. And then Donkey Kong Jr., no. And the game that I was most excited about, because I haven't played it in 25 years, 30 years, Popeye, not so much.
Yeah, what I've noticed about Popeye is you move so slow.
And if Brutus is like within coughing distance, you're dead.
Yeah, you had to avoid him completely.
Yeah.
Just trying to catch the hearts, and then you get the spinach, you punch the bottles that the sea hag throws at you. But it's just like, okay, let's go over here. Okay, Popeye's walking across the screen. All right, now now here comes Brutus. I'll go back where I came from.
I didn't realize you were supposed to catch the hearts, so I died pretty quick the first time I played it. But I really loved it growing up. No, not so much. Not so much.
Did you get a chance to play Burger Time?
No.
Oh.
I did get to play NBA Jam.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
Well, one of our other buddies was there, and we were walking around. He's like, "Oh, NBA Jam." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I never liked that game."
It was a good time. I like playing all the arcade games, but there were some old ones that I was like, "Oh God, no, this did not age well." So.
Q*bert was still cool.
Yes, right.
I did all right on Q*bert.
How about Gauntlet?
Oh God, I used to love Gauntlet. Again, another thing about I'm on the side of the thing, so the direction I'm looking, I think I'm pushing towards, I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Gauntlet was much
Worse
than I remember.
So, Doug, I hope that answers your question.
Oh yes, Doug. I hope that answers your question on those shows. On
Kevin Smith is doing Howard the Duck.
Oh, all right. Kevin Smith is also doing right now is in the middle of filming the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah.
So good for him.
We'll see what happens.
Hey, they started it on the 1-year anniversary of his heart attack.
Oh, okay.
So he said, "I'm not even supposed to be here today,
And
so I'm
it.
doing it." He's doing what he wants to do. So good for him on that. Oh yes. From Randall Holt, Breath of Silence for King Kong Bundy. Make it a 5 count.
That was pretty good. King Kong Bundy, back in the day, would pin nobodies and cover them, and they would count to 3, and then he would ask for a 5 count from the ref.
More.
We do have a listener feedback on Twitter, Bad Ideas Podcast, from Kevin at Cincy Explorer. If either of you could be granted one wish for Hobie, what would that wish be?
The wish that I would wish for Hobie is that somehow it makes enough money that I can live comfortably without having to do anything else.
I agree. I would do this 5 days a week. We would do an hour-long show, maybe.
I'd even do 2 hours
I could do
every
2 hours.
day. Yeah.
If we could live comfortably, I'd be fine with that. I could be fine with that. So that is our wish. Good job, Jeff. Yeah. Would we bring Blake along?
He might not get paid, but that's not part of my wish, whether he makes his money
Yeah,
or
that's not part of our issue.
Yeah.
We could bring number one fan Doug along.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, we could bring him along.
I'm not saying he's getting paid either, but...
He'll be retired in like 5 years, so that's fine.
Yeah, he probably needs help paying off his Disney trips.
We can't help you there. Sorry. Speaking of that, we are sponsored by the Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 20th through the 22nd. What else we got?
Oh, from IDKS at IDKSWJB.
He said he hasn't written in a long time, so he apologizes.
He says, "Gentlemen, with the constant flood of information about movies and the need for trailers all the time for an upcoming movie, when do you stop watching it? When do you stop watching it all so you can have some surprise when you finally sit down to watch the film or TV show?"
You don't watch any.
Well, it depends on what. I mean, if it's a film or something I don't know about. Once I already decide that I plan on seeing said film or show, then I try not to watch anymore.
Okay.
Once I'm already sold on seeing it, I don't need any more trailers to sell me on seeing it.
I watch the first 2 trailers that they give out, the big ones, and then I'm done. And I try not to even watch those trailers after that. Yeah. Captain Marvel, I'm seeing that this week, and nerdly.co.uk will have the review, and I'm excited for it. My oldest son is really excited for it. He's been talking about this for 6 months, and that's part of the reason we're going. I want to see it, but I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan in the comic books, but Brie Larson looks like she kicks ass in it. And I like how they're advertising it. So I've actually seen a lot of advertising for Captain Marvel, but the good news is they haven't shown too much to it.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That advertising hasn't really given me anything that I've seen from it. Hasn't given me any clue of what's going on, which I'm like, I suppose I should be happy about it, but it certainly didn't make me want to see it anymore.
Are you going to go see it?
I will probably see it. I don't know if I'll see it before next Tuesday when we record. I think I'll try to, but it all depends. I've got things going on this weekend and whatnot. So,
I am looking forward to Shazam, and I feel like they have really kind of shown a lot of funny parts in that. I wish there would be a lot less surprises. I think there's going to be a lot less surprises in it.
Yeah, probably, but I think Shazam needed to show some.
You think?
To get people, to let people know what type of movie it's going to be, because obviously the DC movies have not fared as well, and they're trying to distance themselves, or it's at least tonally different than the other movies they put out.
Captain Marvel is being billed as 140 to 160 million opening weekend.
That's pretty high.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, 120, 140. That's what it was. Sorry, 120, 140.
Well, I could see that then.
But still pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
120, 140. Shazam is interesting. You think Shazam hits 80?
That's about where I was thinking. 70 to 80 is what I was thinking it probably would do if. Yeah, I think it's got enough buzz to get that much.
I did see the one trailer, the new one, and it was kind of funny. Is that his friend goes, "Can you leap tall buildings in a single bound?" And he goes to jump a skyscraper, and he doesn't get all the way over, and he goes crashing through a window, and you just see the window broken, and you hear from up there like, no. "Oh my God, who are you?" He's like, "Sorry, my bad."
So the answer is no. He cannot leap tall buildings.
It looks funny though. I don't like the Shazam character, and it looks good. It looks enjoyable, and my son's really excited about that one too. So there's of course. He was excited about Solo, and I questioned it. But I enjoyed Solo. But yeah, I'm excited about Captain Marvel, and I'm excited about Shazam. So what else we got, Jeff?
Next on the list, from our Canadian of the Year, Scott.
What's that old boot?
Have websites unfairly been targeting Alita Battle Angel with negative press? I've read a ton of sites saying it's going to fail even before it had been released.
Jeff?
I think nowadays fanboy trolls on the internets can just be dicks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been going after Captain Marvel.
And why?
Because they feel big and important when they can tear somebody else down, I suppose. So I think that's a lot to do with it, because otherwise people would just not care.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is, if you're getting that type of ichor being thrown at you, chances are you probably struck a chord and you probably did something right. Because nowadays, if you're not getting any resistance, then that's probably the worst thing you could do, because no one's paying attention to you.
They made a movie of a female superhero. How dare they? Get out of your basement. You know what? Alita Battle Angel, I don't really care about it.
I mean, it wasn't something that appealed to me, so I mean, I didn't really.
I will make fun of it just because I know it ticks off Sean from Pittsburgh Nerd. But I really don't care. I mean, I'm glad. Hey, you know what? I'm glad they make any of these movies. Good for them for trying.
Yeah.
We always bitch about no creative ideas except for Tomorrowland, and you know what? Good for them for trying to do this. I know Alita has some backstory. I get that.
Yeah,
but it's different.
I mean, I suppose the thing is the people that liked what it was based on, some of them might be bitchy about what.
Then don't see it. That's my thing. It's like the people with Star Wars.
Oh, no. You're not allowed to ruin other people's ideas of something. You can't put out something that might make someone think differently than what they've been thinking about something this whole time.
It's like people that bitch about The Last Jedi. And since me and you both like Last Jedi.
Yeah, and Blake's not here to just start trolling us.
Fuck you, Blake! Except for the nipple scene with the blue milk or whatever, the green milk.
Yeah, well...
And Leia not dying in space. But anyways, besides those two scenes, I always like that, we need to get it, they're signing those petitions, get away from the canon, and who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
are you fighting it?
Yeah, well, is that important in your life that you care that much? I mean, it's like, enjoy it. If you don't want to watch it, if you don't like it, don't watch it. In your mind, ignore it. If you want to go take the extended universe back as canon, go ahead and do so.
In your own mind, nobody can stop it. If you want to make the extended canon as your universe, go ahead.
Make it whatever you want, and no one can stop you.
And, these, and we're older, but these 30 and 40-year-olds that are bitching about it, they're not making these films for you.
Yes.
They're not for you,
You are
Star
not
Wars.
the intended audience.
They don't care. And, you got to be good with that. I'm fine with that. Except for Jar Jar. Fuck him.
No,
of course,
Jar Jar is great. Jar Jar's the best thing to happen.
And
in my mind canon.
Because he's the Dark Lord. He's the Sith.
Yes, he's a bad guy. Now, I haven't figured out if he was higher or lower than Palpatine. Was he pulling Palpatine's strings, or was he just helping him?
No. Palpatine was pulling him. And I'm going with that, too. When my kid actually watches the prequels, because I still have not shown them to him, I'm going to tell him that in our mind, buddy, it's going to be that Jar Jar is a bad guy.
Yeah.
At the end. And
you just have to wait till the one part, where you can say, pause the thing and say, and this is where Jar Jar reveals he's been in on it the whole time with Palpatine.
Are people gonna die?
But, oh, God, when I was watching Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, the moment Jar Jar was the one giving the speech in front of the Senate, I thought, I see where this is going. This is going to be great. So that's why I was excited to see Episode 3. I was waiting for the reveal that Jar Jar was...
They didn't have the balls to do it.
And, I read one article where one guy swears that was the original intent. You can't convince him otherwise.
I'm fine with that.
But Lucas was afraid after the backlash of Jar Jar, so he just said, we'll just cut Jar Jar out and not even deal with it.
He was in the funeral scene because Padme was sad.
She died because she was sad.
He just got his arm cut off. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. Don't worry. But she's sad. Go ahead, moving on.
Next, we have, listener reviews.
What we got?
Pam Morris let us know she finished The Umbrella Academy, and, quote, I need a season 2 right now. I agree. I watched it, and I'm like, but now I need to know what happens next.
They're making it.
They are making it. Well, God, of course they're making it. Like I said, after all the hype and press it's been getting since they released it.
Good for them.
I'm going to have to go out and now read the comics.
I know. I'm going to have to take a look at those.
Going to have to find some graphic novels or whatnot, or reprints.
What do you think is a good age for Umbrella Academy, the TV show? 12?
God, because I don't know minds of children since I don't spend time around them. I would think 13 would definitely be fine.
Okay.
Probably a PG-13.
I was just asking.
There's a lot of violence in it, so...
End of the world stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
I wasn't going to show it to my son.
Yeah.
He's going to be 9 soon, but I wasn't going to show it to him. I was just trying to figure out what a good age is. I was thinking like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I would I'm not sure what it's rated. Do they rate things on Netflix?
I think so. I think
Or
it's
since
MA.
It's MA.
I don't know if that one is, but
Yeah,
I don't even know if they do.
Do they rate things on Netflix since it's not broadcast?
I think they do rate it TVMA, blah, blah, blah. I think they do.
Okay.
And just show you what's in it. Because I always get excited when they say nudity. Woo!
All right. Well, I agree with Pam. Season 2 now or next year. From Meow God, it's Captain Marvel time.
A higher plane of
If you are superheroes, what's your superhero name with the word Marvel or anagram of it?
Oh, with Marvel in it.
That's what it says. Oh, do you have a superhero name without the word Marvel in it? We can
No.
add it. Jason
Marvelous?
I don't think you'd want to use your real name
Okay.
in...
J Marvelous.
Okay.
That is my name. J Marvelous.
Now, is that J-A-Y or J period?
J-A-Y.
Okay.
I'm not a heathen. I like J Marvelous. I'm going with that.
You know what? I think I'm going for simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm just going to add the in front of the word Marvel.
The Marvel?
And I will be the Marvel.
Trying to think if that's a better name than the Cape. Trying to think.
The Marvelous Cape?
Please never do that. We never got 6 seasons.
Or a movie.
Thank God. I was so excited.
I really did. Oh, man. When Summer Glau was at the Comic Expo last year, I went with APANS to watch her panel. And they were taking questions from the crowd. You get up and walk up to the mic. And like a lot of people were asking questions about, what was it called? The 100? Is that the show she was in? And she's just like, everyone here in this town seems to love this show. I mean, you guys are giving like almost as much attention to this show as you are for Surrender, Firefly. And she said, I think that's great. And I'm like, should I go up and ask her about the Cape?
You shut up. You shut up.
And I chickened out. Like, should I go up and ask her when we're getting our next 5 seasons in the movie?
Everybody loved the Cape. And by everyone, I mean no one.
You mean me? No, even I didn't love it.
No.
I watched every episode.
That doesn't make it better, Jeff.
I know, but I wanted it to be good.
Yeah, I like the...
And it had Keith David.
It did.
Or David Keith, whichever one. I always forget which one is which.
It doesn't matter. I think they're the same.
It does matter.
Oh.
I mean, one of them was in Major League 2. The other one was in They Live.
Oh, They Live. Great film. Well, you know what time it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm afraid of what time it is.
Nick Albright time. Albright! Jeff. Baseball is upon us. How do you think the Reds are going to do this year? Answer that question first.
I am ever the optimist, and I go into every season except maybe last year expecting them to win it all. They made enough off-season changes for me to think they got rid of what was bad last year. So even though it's probably not going to happen, I still think and expect them to win it all.
I think they're going to be fun to watch.
They
going
should
to be a lot
at
of
least
fun.
be that.
And that's all I care about. Jeff. If you were going to be spit roasted by 2 Reds players, current and previous members, who would you like them to be? Hashtag Balls of October.
Now, does this mean one has to be current and one has to be previous, or any
I don't
combination?
think it matters.
This is a very odd question and one that I'm uncomfortable answering.
But yet slightly turned on. Good job, Nick.
Yeah. So I will say, well, I'll pick Sean Casey because he seems to be a guy who would be nice about it. Make sure you were comfortable with it, and at least give you a reach around while you're doing it.
And cheese conies probably.
Oh, yeah, we can have cheese conies, too. And, God, I have no clue.
Todd Benzinger?
No, not Todd Benzinger. Jeff Brantley, just because I like his voice when he's broadcasting the games now.
I'm the cowboy.
He's the cowboy. Oh, that's a good nickname, too, for spit roasting.
I'm going to ride you all night long. Here's my rawhide. Watch.
Yep, that's it. That's my answer.
Got my spurs digging into you, lovely boy.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Buck me off. Yeah. Buck me off, buck me off, buck me off. Yeah.
So we're not winning any awards for this episode.
Lasso me. What else we got?
Oh, I don't know. I'm
Corrections.
I'm sorry. Let me calm down here.
Okay.
Corrections from Doctor Number One. Really, we're getting corrected from Doctor Number One.
We are.
Jason said on the last show he has arms like a python. Pythons don't have arms.
No, that was my bad. I apologize.
No.
But Hulk Hogan has arms of python.
You weren't comparing his arms to the arms of a python. You were comparing his arms to a python.
Yes. I like this show a lot better without Blake. Because I feel a lot less picked on. I like this one.
Yeah. Well, Jim's here. That's his goal, is just to pick on you.
I don't know who Jim is. Let's wrap this up with Professor Number One.
Well, yeah. After correcting us, we'll go ahead and read more what he says. What does Blake hope they will find on Oak Island? What realistically will they find?
I am Blake. I hope they find buttons. Realistically, I think they find buttons. That's all I'm guessing.
I'm guessing Blake hopes they find some evidence that people actually hid something real there, whether it's still there or not. Evidence that, I don't know, even if it's like an empty treasure chest, just evidence that somebody used Oak Island to hide something once.
1978 Farmer's Almanac. What? Damn it!
Well, that's fine if they hid something there in 1979, or maybe they'll find tree porn.
Oh. Oh my God! That whole thing looks like a Chewbacca. Next page.
70s tree porn. Oh, that's got to be nice.
And let's do some face-off because Doctor Number One has some more questions for us.
Tiny surgery. I'd like to take his face off. Yes.
Jeff, what is face-off?
Face-off is when a listener gives us two or multiple combatants to go head-to-head against each other, and we decide who would win in a fight.
This week from Doctor Number One, Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Versus the Michelin Man, who had a lot of tires around him.
Yes. This is a tough one.
Mm-hmm. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Kool-Aid Man is strong enough to break through brick walls.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got that going for him.
Okay.
But he is made of glass.
That's the thing. Because if you push Michelin Man down, he's just going to bounce up.
Yeah, he's rubber. I mean, it's tough to...
Unless you hit him with a bat full of nails.
Oh. Does the Kool-Aid Man, though, use a bat full of nails?
Well, I think at this point you use any weapon possible.
But is it there even? You don't know.
Well, you bring it to the fight. I mean, if you're going to a fight, you bring anything you can. But if it isn't, I think you're going with the Michelin Man. I think Kool-Aid Man's too fragile.
And even if he's like real strong glass, you know, if you happen to tip him over and pour the Kool-Aid out, does he lose his strength when he's drained of
Does
Kool-Aid?
he die? Is that like brain juice?
Is that his health meter?
I would think so. I think so.
And he doesn't have a top on it, so all you have to do is get him upside down.
Correct.
Or even sideways, at that matter.
Or you could just go on top of it and pour a lot of sugar in it, and it just gelatins.
Oh, no, Kool-Aid has a lot of sugar in it anyway.
Well, you put a lot more sugar in it. How about cement?
Cement. Pour cement into his empty head.
There you
his
go.
Open head hole.
I think there's a lot of ways. So I'm going with Michelin Man for my win.
I'm going Michelin Man, yeah, because it's tough to defeat a person made all of rubber.
Yes. Just ask Plastic Man.
Yes. And even though he's strong, I can see multiple ways of defeating Kool-Aid Man.
Okay. So there you go. Change approved. Michelin Man wins.
Yay. It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Just to let you guys know, we can be heard on Danger Entertainment Network,
Danger.
Tangent Bound Network,
Tangent.
nerdly.co.uk.
Nerdly.
G'day, Governor. Geek Life Radio, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central.
Geek Life.
Plus 40 going on 14 about it. Also, you can hear us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, pretty much anything. So, obviously, you found us.
Yeah. Any place you can listen to good podcasts, you should be able to find us. Because if you can't find us, they are not a good place.
We're also on WeBeGeeksPC.com every Wednesday. Just to let you guys know, also, we're on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. Give us a like. We appreciate it. It helps us out. We give a lot of news during the day, pop culture news. And we're on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast. That's where we interact with a lot of you guys, so we appreciate it. And we're still taking applications for movie critic to Hobie. Sorry, Scab Jeff. Moving on, we got a couple of people already interested.
We're not swearing we're getting rid of Scab Jeff, but we want to keep our options open.
That's right. Also, in 2 weeks, Brad Hargis from the Cinema Guys pod is going to be here. So there you go.
Excellent.
Jeff, you're on a podcast this week.
We'll be recording later. I
Yes.
don't know when it will be released.
But what are you on?
Everything I learned from movies.
EILFM.
Yes. They have a Castaway segment that or special issues they do where they do essentially we're recasting some sort of movie franchise or something. I know in the past they've done James Bond.
They just did Street Fighter.
They did Police Academy. And so my brother Jim and myself are going to be on, and it looks like we are going to be doing He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Can you still pick Dolph Lundgren?
We can pick any actor currently acting in Hollywood today.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think Dolph fits the bill.
Okay. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. How many guys do you have to cast?
Oh, it'll
Just
be,
have guys.
10-ish, I think.
So if
Plus
you
a director,
and
then-
you and a best boy, if you cast it, can Jim cast it?
Nope.
So they're gone. It's like draft day.
it's like our draft day.
I like it. So, anyways, that will be on. We'll let you guys know when that's going to be released. They're good people over there. Let's see here. Per BBC. G'day, mate. Breakdancing has been proposed for inclusion in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. It's among 4 sports that organizers were proposed to the International Olympic Committee. Fraud. As well as surfing, climbing, and skateboarding, which will all debut at Tokyo 2020. The IOC, fraud, will consider the proposal and must reach a decision by December 2020. Tony Ostengut, a 3-time canoeing Olympic champion and head of the Paris 2024 organizing committee, said the inclusion of the new sports will make the Olympics more urban and more artistic.
Okay. Is there a big call to make it an artistic urban movement?
I mean, I don't... Oh, God. Russian Sergei Chorov, competing under the name Bumblebee, won the first breakdancing, known as breaking, gold medal for boys at last year's Youth Olympics, while Japan's Ramu Kawai won the girls' title. The Youth Olympics saw competitors involved in head-to-head battles. It's reported that this format would be used in Paris.
Oh, boy.
As well as the proposed... just like your reaction. As well as the proposed sports, Paris organizers also announced that the 2024 games will allow the public to immerse themselves in the Olympic experience through virtual reality and connected sports. In addition, members of the public will be able to run the marathon course on the same day as the event, straight after the Olympic race, under the same conditions as those faced by the athletes.
Did they explain how they do this? They'll run, and then when they're done, then other people run?
I
or
guess.
are they saying virtual reality where
I think it's a little bit of both.
you hook it up to your treadmill or something, and
don't know.
then it rains on you if it rains in Paris?
I don't know. Sorry, pardon me. I think I can't handle this one. Squash campaigned unsuccessfully for inclusion in the Paris Games, as did billiard sports and chess. Squash's failure to make the list of proposed events was met with a great disappointment by the sport's governing bodies. Well, of course they're going to be mad.
Anybody whose governing bodies are trying to get in the Olympics will be disappointed when they say no.
Karate will make its Olympic debut at the 2020 Games, which I think would be fun,
Yeah, karate I'm fine with.
but has not been included on the short list of proposed sports for the Paris Games 4 years later.
No, they sometimes do it on a trial basis or whatever. I know they would sometimes do it as an exhibition sport before they let it come in as a medal sport and stuff like that. But
I know you're shocked. The World Karate Federation said it was deeply saddened. Why are we doing breakdancing?
I don't get it.
Why are we doing climbing?
I don't even know how you. Is it speed climbing? Whoever gets somewhere fastest. I don't know.
Maybe
how
if you don't die, you get in.
Oh, but I mean,
Congratulations, you didn't die.
so everyone gets a gold medal who didn't die.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
And then it goes by speed, time maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's speed climbing.
Death and then dime. I think that's how it goes.
And then, my biggest problem, and I know they've already got sports like this already in the Olympics, but I really hate sports that are judged for artistic merit.
Like the ribbon.
Yeah, rhythmic gymnastics or even what's the synchronized swimming.
Ugh. I know you. I know
mean-
you.
Oh, I mean, it's like, hell, diving is even borderline for me, but I mean, at least they're saying, okay, you have these technical things you have to perform, and if you do better than everybody else performing them, then we will. But, yeah, same with ice dancing. I think that's the stuff we want to get. Stuff with, when you take judges' opinions out of the mix, you need to do more sports like that.
I agree.
First person to cross a line, the person to lift the most, the person to.
You crossed the line. You win. Did you run? No, I just crossed it.
Well, I mean, essentially, that's what all races are.
True. The next two, we have two other ones on News Geek 5. I want to see Blake's take because I know he'll go nuts. So we'll do some quickies here. Brooklyn Nine-Nine has been renewed for another season.
It should.
Did you see the season?
I haven't seen any season yet, but
It's a funny show.
It's getting. I am not opposed to it. It's just something that hasn't entered my
The
recording.
more you watch it, the funnier the inside jokes. Like there's a lot of inside jokes as it goes on, and it's well done.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, same, and it's pretty much sounds exactly like the type of show I would like based on other shows that I do like that are similar. But it's just one that I suppose I never put it in my DVR, so I never watched it because it wasn't there.
Superstore got renewed.
Yes, that one I do watch.
That's coming back this week. Thankfully, after a long time off.
Yeah, that has been a big hiatus.
Did you know Life in Pieces doesn't come back till April?
I
That
saw
thing has
something
been
that
off for almost a year.
Oh God. No, yeah,
It's a funny show.
it's okay. I don't dislike it.
Colin Hanks' parents are annoying.
Yeah, well, half the cast is annoying. Any
agree.
more Colin Hanks is annoying in it.
I like Colin Hanks.
I think he's one of the worst characters in the show.
I think he takes physical. I think he looks more like his mom than his dad.
Not even close. But because although when the show first started, I think the character of his wife annoyed me. But as the show went on, she's like become my favorite character. And like in my opinion, she's the character that people not part of this family like should identify with. She's into this goofy family is the way I look at it.
I like her character a lot more after the first season too.
Yeah.
I enjoy the show. It's not something I'm upset if it got canceled, but I enjoy that it's on. Also, Walking Dead got renewed for season 10. This season's actually been really well done.
Wasn't Walking Dead already renewed, or
We may not have announced it though. I think
no, but I mean, like, didn't they have like a multi-season renewal?
no.
Or?
10 just got renewed a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
They said it might be the end, but they don't know yet. I don't think it is. Like I said, I really have enjoyed this season, especially once the whispers.
Whisper.
Once they got there, they made it more into a horror movie show, and I really like it. It's a lot darker in terms of it's still it's going to sound weird. It's darker, but it's still not as like depressing as it was every season. And to be honest, I think the show's gotten better since they got rid of the most of the main cast, because you get rid of the main cast, you're not worried about their stories anymore. You can get brand new stories that aren't in the comic books.
That's true.
The Whisperers they're following their story pretty good in the comic books, but you're not worried about, okay, well, Rick's going to do this. And, you have some substitutions, like some new characters are doing.
Somebody will do stuff that Rick did based on,
But I think having that many old school characters, I think it just held it down. And once they got rid of them, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of liking this now a lot more. I don't, they don't annoy me as much. So there you go. Jeff, what are you doing September 20th through the 22nd?
I'm going to be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
So is Hobie. Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Rumor has it Besotted Geek is. If you want your fucking Telly Award, you will. I'm just saying, we will be there. And along with that, Alan Tudyk is going to be there.
I'm thrilled.
I am, too.
Marina Bakarin's going to be there.
She is. They have not announced too many people yet, but it's coming. Just give it time. Also, a lot of comic book artists are going to be there, and writers. Just hold on. They will be there. They'll be announced soon. You can go to CincinnatiComicExpo.com or their Facebook page, Cincinnati Comic Expo, or go to our Facebook page, and we'll be sending everything over as well. You can get your tickets, CincinnatiComicExpo.com, and they'll get you all the updates and that. And you can see where Hobie's at, too. Hey, Hobie.
We'll be here.
Hello. We'll be playing trivia again this year and some new games. So September 20th through the 22nd at the Cincinnati Comic Expo at the Duke Energy Convention Center.
Hey everybody, this is Henno.
And this is Stephanie.
And we're from the Gotham Lights Podcast.
Also, the Orville Lights Podcast sometimes.
They are two podcasts dedicated to the television show Gotham
and the Orville.
Now, where can they reach us, Steph?
I'm so glad you asked, Henno. You can find us on Twitter at Gotham Lights. You can also find us on Facebook, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Just by searching Gotham Lights. Gotham Lights Podcast at gmail.com.
It's time, let's check our cue, baby. Pair it with a couple brews, baby. We love good movies. We love the bad ones too. So we watch them all and pass their lessons on to you. Oh yeah. Everything I learned from movies helps to make life a little bit groovy. With a one-liner plot holes and gratuitous movies. It's time to get busy with your friend Steve and Izzy at eilfm.podbean.com.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
All right, time for our box office news and world report. Not a whole lot of bombing went on. Just continual bombing from the previous bombs.
Alita.
But we are looking at this week in our box office top 5. Number 1, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World made another $30 million. Number 2, or second week at number 1, Total of $98 million on a $129 million budget.
They said they're pretty happy with it domestically because they said, I think worldwide it's over $400 million.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I mean, they'll by the time this leaves the theater domestically, it'll have its budget back domestically, so everything else on that is profit.
I'm guessing it'll probably be around 150 domestically.
Probably.
I want to see it still. My son asked about it, and I was like, we're going to see
you
Captain
haven't
Marvel.
seen it yet?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Do a double feature.
It's on Thursday night. He's off school.
Well, or just go earlier. Do one at like 5 and then 7 or 7:30, whatever your tickets
It's a lot
were.
of popcorn I'm going to have to eat.
You don't have to eat popcorn. at
Yes,
every
you
movie.
do. You go to a movie, you eat popcorn.
Yeah, but get the free refill and you just stay for the entire day.
I don't know if I could handle that much popcorn.
Well, I couldn't because I don't particularly care for the movie theater popcorn.
I did
Bar popcorn so much better than movie theater popcorn.
no.
Oh, not even close.
I did see Wreck-It Ralph 2 finally.
Okay.
Really enjoyed it. Not as good as the first one,
No, not as good as the first.
but it was enjoyable. I liked it.
Did you like the Disney princesses?
I thought that was kind of humorous.
It was a nice way of making fun, sort of a little bit of Disney, but still being under Disney. You know, they could laugh at themselves a little bit.
Well, they all bitched about, people were bitching that, Disney had to get their influence. And I was like, it worked for the film. I like the stormtroopers were the bad guys. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, well, of course they're going to.
Yeah.
It's a Disney film. What do you expect?
I like how nobody.
I mean, they can get the rights to them. That's the best part.
Yeah.
That's why.
I liked how that nobody understood Merida.
Oh,
And they're like, she's from a different studio.
Number 2. A Medea family funeral made $27 million in its opening weekend on an unknown budget.
It takes place in the bayou. That's my southern Louisiana.
Oh, I thought that was your Medea.
Oh. Hallelujah. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie.
Now, they're saying it's the last Medea movie?
Yeah. Until they reboot it.
Okay. It's
Fuck
the
this
last, as
movie.
in we don't have any immediate plans for more.
It's going to come back in 5 years. I will give Tyler Perry credit. He has his own studio.
He does.
He has his own lots on it. And this is all, he makes it from his own money. And
Oh,
then he makes
no. Good for him for that. I just wish he'd make something that was funny.
it enjoyable.
I mean,
It's so bad.
a 30-year-old man, at least when he started Medea, 30-some-year-old man playing an old woman, it's been done better, and it's just derivative and hackneyed.
Yes. What else we got?
We have number 3, Alita: Battle Angel, making another $7 million, a total of $72 million on a $170 million budget. Except it did a lot more worldwide. Has it been opened in China yet? Number 4, movie I still need to go see is the Lego Movie 2, the second part. It made another $6.5 million, a total of $92 million on a $99 million budget. They'll get their money back.
They will.
And, they're obviously making money worldwide. Though I'm not sure how much does the rest of the world like Lego movies.
It's made decent amount. I'll find that out for you, actually.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because I know Legos come from, like, Denmark or something like that. So it's like an international company. I was just wondering if the characters in movies played worldwide.
Played well.
But number 5, we got fresh off its Oscar win, Green Book, made $5 million for a total of $76 million on its $23 million budget.
Best rebound of a Oscar-nominated film.
Oscar-winning,
film in over 20 years.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So people decided they wanted to go see Green Book after it won.
Yeah, I was really upset it wasn't for rental yet. Damn it! Domestically, 92 million for Lego Movie. Foreign, 61.7.
Okay, so
Not as good as I thought.
yeah, less than what they did here.
Alita has made 278 million worldwide.
That's pretty big.
So they're at 350 million. So they will be fine. How to Train Your Dragon has made 280 million, so they're at 380 million total. So give or take. So that's not too bad. Funny thing is, Fighting with My Family.
that fell out of the top 5.
But it was
this
number
week.
1 in the UK this week.
That's a UK movie, isn't it?
Well, it's WWE Studios, but it has British actors in it.
Yeah, it's pretty much number 1. Well, and the number 1 in the UK is what? A couple million people.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, good for them. Good for them. What else we got?
I'm just criticizing the UK for just being small. You're just small. Wow. I'm only kidding.
We love
Good day,
you.
mate.
Cheeky cunt.
I'm like, ooh, it sounds like I'm actually criticizing him. I should apologize right now.
Apologize. Cheeky cunt.
Should I edit it out?
No,
Okay.
too late.
All right. Yes, upcoming March 8th, 2019, Captain Marvel.
Yay!
Nothing's being counter-programmed against
No.
Captain Marvel?
No.
I don't-
Medea.
Well, that came out last week, though.
Yes. And instead of buy sell this week, fuck that. That's a new category. That's a new segment.
Oh, we're going old school.
It's time for a good one. John Noble News. Restraining order be damned.
I think it might have run out by now. I mean,
We haven't done it since 14.
It's been a while since. I think we might have done it in 15.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's been 3 years. How long do restraining orders last if you don't renew them?
2 years.
There you go.
Change approved. So, anyways, John Noble, who was starring in Fringe back in 2014,
One of Jason's favorite shows at the time. Yes.
still probably my favorite, one of my favorite shows of all time. John Noble, we used to have fun news about him every week.
Yes. And Jason, even every week I would bring it up that John Noble was also known for being in the Lord of the Rings, too.
Anyways, so John Noble, one of my favorite actors in that series, we were doing great until his attorney said, you need to cease and desist. I said, suck it. So we're back. John Noble News. Did you know, Jeff? Here's some news. John Noble News. His net worth, $3 million.
I wish I had his net worth.
Trivia. He did not star in his first film until he was 40 years old.
Well, I'm older than that. But you, however, can join the John Noble cause and get your first movie at 40.
And finally, John Noble News. He's 5'11" and 3/4. That's 1.82 meters.
Wow, he's about an inch taller than me.
Yes. So, just want to let you know, that's your John Noble News
Or
for the
that'd be
week.
2 inches taller than me.
You're ruining John Noble News.
Oh, I thought it was already ruined.
You're my favorite thing. Not you, but that's the quote from Fringe.
Oh.
Greatest quote ever in that show. You're my favorite thing. Top 5.
We couldn't find the old top 5 news
No.
or top 5 music, so
That was on our old computer, too.
yes, we switched computers since then, and the new one didn't come with the same standard
Gotta go back and find that
copyright-free
stuff.
music.
Copyright-free music that was on an attorney's website. Anyways, what was our top 5 this week?
Apparently, it is our top 5 favorite comebacks from sports, television, movie, books, etc.
We did this before, but it was top 5 favorite sports comebacks.
Oh,
So, here we go. This should be quick since it's just us. Jeff, you go first. What's your number 5?
my number 5, top 5 favorite comeback is the jerk store called They're All Out of You.
From Seinfeld.
Yes. Great comeback.
Jerk store is where it's at. Jerk store.
I'm using jerk store.
From Seinfeld. I like that one. Good one. My number 5 for favorite comebacks. I try to break it down by categories. This one is music.
Okay.
And I'm actually being serious with this because
No, it's fine.
good for her on this one.
Oh, I know. I have an idea who you're going to say. Let me see if I... All right.
Cher.
That is not who I thought you were going to say.
1998 number one song, Believe, was her first U.S. number one hit since 1974's Dark Lady. Good for her on that one. And it brought her back. I don't think she would have been known in pop culture even now if it wasn't for that. And
she would still be known for that.
But
I mean,
not-
Sonny and Cher were...
Yeah, but not, I don't think anymore.
Yeah, and you know what that song did? It unleashed auto-tuning on the world.
Yeah, but it also made every Navy sailor horny as hell.
Oh, the sad part was her young, 17-year-old son was in that video playing guitar for her.
Well, you know.
It's like, you're wearing duct tape as an outfit. Come on. Or electrical tape, I suppose it was.
Number 4, Stone Cold Steve Austin come back from a broken neck. I thought Owen Hart killed him when he at SummerSlam.
I wish Owen Hart came back from a broken neck.
I wish Owen Hart would come back from death. But Owen Hart went to do a pile driver on Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was just becoming one of the most popular guys at the time. It was for the Intercontinental Championship. His head was, this is going to sound dirty, was too far below his legs, Owen Hart's legs.
On a pile driver?
On a pile driver. And his head hit. Because originally what your goal is as a wrestler is your thigh, back of your thighs hit, and then basically your neck or your head just lays there, basically. It doesn't actually hit the mat.
Your head should be cradled within the legs and not
Yes.
actually hit the mat, although it looks like you do. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Fake.
Fuck you, Blake. So he was basically partially paralyzed, and he still had enough balls and gumption and everything else to say, fuck this, I'm still getting my belt, my title. And he rolled him up in the worst-looking sunset flip or roll-up ever, and Stone Cold won. And then he was out for a long time. So that was great. And then him coming back and being Austin 316 and just kicking ass and being the champion, it was unbelievable. So, and also reason why he went to early retirement too, the pile driver. So, what else you got, Jeff?
Let's see. I've got some sports ones here.
Okay.
I was trying to decide which one I wanted to go.
Number 4?
Well, if I wanted to Hobie these and put them both together, or if what the hell, I'll Hobie them.
Okay.
Because they both bring me joy to think about. We'll start with the 1995 Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks. 11 seconds, came back 8 points down. Or was it 8? I'm sorry, 8 seconds, came back 11 points down to beat the Knicks and the famous Spike Lee game where...
he complained.
I really hate when, the rich celebrities try to put themselves into the situation that they shouldn't even be in. Mm-hmm. He's a spectator. He's allowed to be a spectator, but, I mean, for him to think he should be getting extra attention and whatnot. So when he demanded extra attention and Reggie Miller just kind of gave him that choke symbol, and they came back and shut out the Knicks on that.
Does he still go to the games?
I think he does.
Do you think the NBA players, when they're running by him, should just say, Green Book was better than Black Klansman? Green Book was better. Green Book was better. Green Book was better. I'm leaving!
But also, I Hobied that with the 2003 Florida Marlins over the Chicago Cubs in Game 6 of the NLCS.
Bartman?
The Bartman game.
Did it matter if Alex Gonzalez would have fielded the ball at shortstop?
Yes, everyone... I just love it because, one, I was never a fan of the Cubs, and two, once Cubs fans actually were blaming an innocent bystander. I mean, he was in the crowd doing what everybody else in the crowd was trying to do.
Yes.
He was just it has happened to hit his hand instead of the 12 people pushing him to try to get the ball. And he's the one that gets blamed for it. Fuck you, Cubs fans, for me even knowing the man's name is disgusting. So the fact that you ended up losing that is great.
You can't rent here anymore.
Yeah.
What's your number 3?
My number 3, I'm going music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going the Pink Floyd comeback. They kind of split up, and whatnot in the very early 80s, and then in the late 80s they got back together and released the Momentary Lapse of Reason album, and then the Division Bell and some live albums or whatnot, and being a Pink Floyd fan, it was pretty cool. And yeah.
My number 3 is sports. This is the first game that that didn't involve a hometown team. I remember watching and loving it. Buffalo Bills beating the Houston Oilers in the playoffs, coming from behind, 35-3. Love that.
This is the Frank Reich game?
Yep. And they just came back, and it shocked the world. It was the biggest comeback at the time, and just everybody was shocked because it's 35-3 at halftime, game over, and then they just came out and just blew the Houston Oilers out. And at the time, I hated the Houston Oilers.
How can you hate the Houston Oilers?
I like the Houston Texans, and I like the Tennessee Titans. Didn't like the Houston Oilers.
Warren Moon? Come on.
Ryan.
Well, you hate them because they were in the Bengals division.
Correct. Number 2, acting. Robert Downey Jr., welcome back. He had a lot of demons, and I'm happy that he came back. He made a lot of good money from it, and you know what? He's done a great job with it, so good for him.
Yes, good for him. My number 2, it's my number 2 turn
yes.
now? Yeah, my number 2 is also acting,
mm-hmm.
and I hobied this one because there were 2 actors here I thought made good comebacks. Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, I didn't think about that one. That was good.
Child actor, and
Doogie
then
Howser?
you figure he's not going to do much, and he popped up in some movies here or there, but then I suppose it was when he was in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, and just playing a terrible version of himself, and got him back on notice, and that got him, How I Met Your Mother, and so he made a nice comeback from that. And I also have Rob Lowe.
Oh, yeah.
He was a teen heartthrob on millions of teenage girls' walls, and then he ran into a little problem of sleeping with a 16-year-old, and getting it on videotape.
Some good nose candy.
Yeah. Apparently in Georgia, the age of consent is 16, so it wasn't criminal.
It doesn't make it right.
But it wasn't criminal.
It doesn't make it right.
But I think he...
Time out, are you doing the Kevin Spacey defense here? Hey, guys!
But, so, I think he knows he did bad, and he, lived up to it, and then, disappeared for a while, and then came back doing some good television.
Parks and Rec?
Starting with, what do you call it?
Brothers and Sisters?
Even before that, the West Wing.
Oh, okay.
West Wing really was, I think, what gave him his
Parker Lewis
his
Can't
comeback.
Lose?
I don't think he was in that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought he was the bully.
But then he was in those other shows that you even mentioned, and then he had his own roast on Comedy Central.
Oh, that's right. We watched the Justin Bieber roast this weekend, my wife and I, because we finally got Comedy Central back after a while. And my wife and I were playing Mixtape Massacre and had that on in the background. That was pretty damn funny, the Justin Bieber one.
I'm trying to think if I paid that close attention because I'm like, oh, God.
Kevin Hart was the MC. It was pretty damn funny.
It's like I might have turned it on and caught a couple of jokes, but then it's like, then they'll come back and say, oh, no, we're just kidding. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Who's number 1?
Well, my number 1 comeback, there's a story to this.
Okay.
So I'll have to start here. Bear with me.
Okay.
All right.
A Blake story? Should we do Blake time?
It's not a Blake story.
Okay.
As in, Blake has nothing to do with this story.
What time are you at there? So
we've got plenty of time.
I just want to make sure if you could want to put the Blake story time underneath it. Sorry.
Oh, we're at 1:23.
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
All right. So there's this kid, and the circus is coming to town. And he's very excited to see the circus. He loves the circus, especially the clowns. He thinks the clowns are the best. So he gets his ticket to the circus. And the day comes, and he's brimming with excitement. He gets his ticket. He gets up before dawn so he could be the first one into the big top. And so he could sit in the front row center seat so he won't miss a thing. So he gets in there. He finds his seat before anybody else gets there. He's ready. The crowd starts filling in. Excuse me.
Sorry.
The crowd starts filling in. Do you want me to edit that out?
No.
Okay. So then You
Now I
broke
got
my
you
train of thought.
flustered.
You broke my train of thought. But anyway, so the crowd starts filling in. The circus starts up. The ringmaster comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the circus. They announce the acts. The trapeze goes, and he's loving it. The lion tamers come out. The dancing bears come out, and this kid is having a ball. The jugglers on unicycles. This circus is the best thing, but he wants the clowns, and he's desperately waiting for the clowns. And then finally the clowns come out. The big clown car comes out. All the clowns start piling out of the clowns. The head clown finally gets out of the car. The spotlights hit him. And then the head clown points straight to the kid and says, "You!" Boom! Spotlights all go on the kid. He's like, "Oh my God, this is great. The clowns are including me. He's loving it." And the head clown says, "You! Are you a monkey?" And the kid's confused for a second. He's like, "No," shyly wondering what's going on. Then the clown says, "Are you a lion?" And the kid is, "No." So the clown says, "Then you must be an asshole." And everyone in the circus starts laughing. They're laughing and pointing at this kid. And this kid is heartbroken. His favorite thing in the world just crushed him. He goes home crying. For days, he just can't get over the fact that he was insulted so brutally in front of everyone by his favorite circus clowns. But then after a while, he gets angry. And he swears that he is going to find the best comeback to get these clowns back. So he makes it his life's goal to study. He goes to college just to learn comebacks. He travels around the world. He goes through Europe. He goes through Asia. He takes trips everywhere. In every culture, he tries to find out the perfect comeback. One day he thinks he has it. He found it. He knows how to get back at these. So he then tracks down this circus. He looks, finds out where they're going to be. He gets his ticket. He shows up early to make sure he can get that same seat. He sits in the seat. The crowd starts filling in. The circus starts. The ringmaster comes out. He announces all the acts. You get the trapeze. You get the lions. You get the juggling bears. But he's waiting for those clowns. He's smiling. He's just waiting. And then finally the clowns come out. They all spill out of the clown car. The head clown pops up. Boom, spotlights on him. He points straight at the kid again. Boom, spotlights on the kid. The kid smiles. The
Clown?
Thank you. The clown then says, "You, sir, are you a monkey?" Kid crosses his arms, leans back and says, "No." And then the clown goes, "Are you a lion?" Kid looks at him. "No." So then the clown points at him and says, "Then you must be an asshole." The crowd all starts laughing. The other clowns are pointing at him. Kid's like, "All right, this is what I trained for." He stands up. He points directly at the clown and says, "Fuck you, clown." And that is my number one favorite comeback.
Okay, my number one. Can we put Blake time under it?
I don't know. It's not story time with Blake.
My number one, Jesus. You didn't. You thought he was down and out. He came back.
I had an honorable mention for zombies. Is that
Okay.
close enough?
Yeah, maybe. So Jesus, my number one. Jesus.
Zombie Jesus?
No, just Jesus.
Oh, okay.
He made the table. Top 5 listener picks from Nick Albright. Oh, that's easy. I'm not much into her or The Larger Family, but my favorite comeback story is The Woman We Shall Not Name.
Yes.
Kadosh. As explained by Andy from Parks and Rec. He
Yeah.
likes her backside.
Well, I saw the videotape. She had come on her back.
Yes. From Besotted Geek, Apollo Creed from Rocky. Ernie McCracken from Kingpin, which is a really good one. I like that one. Racine Bells from A League of Their Own. Racine. We also... What?
The Racing Bells didn't win.
No, but they came back, right?
Does it count if you didn't come back all the way?
I don't know. I'm just telling you.
I mean, the Peaches won.
They did.
Because Kit, was called out at the plate.
It's a great ending. I like that movie. Let's see here. Yankees from the Bad News Bears. And East Compton Clovers from Bring It On. Oh, it's been brought in.
Oh, yeah.
From Doug, number 4, the Sentinels come back from a 17-0 halftime deficit to Dallas after Shane Falco came off the bench from the replacements. Great movie.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Patriots overcome a 28-3 deficit in the Super Bowl. Great comeback.
It was a great comeback. Not one of my favorites.
No. Frank Reich leads the Maryland Terrapins to victory after trailing 31-0 at halftime against the Miami Hurricanes.
A second Frank Reich showing on this for a different game.
And Jeff, we probably should have had this as number 1. Springfield beats Shelbyville when Homer Simpson pinch hits for Daryl Strawberry and drives in the winning run. Daryl.
Are you sure, Skip? I've hit 4 home runs already today. Oh, yes, but the pitcher is a lefty and so are you, and I'm putting in a righty. It's what good managers do.
It's called playing the numbers. That's what good managers do. From Fish, number 1 fan Doug.
Fish sent us something.
Yeah, Doug's son. The Patriots beat Atlanta 34-28. And Reggie Millen scoring 8 points in 11 seconds to beat the Knicks.
Oh, it was 8 and 11?
Yep.
It was 11 and 8.
Well, he has 8 points in 11.
Well,
whatever it is.
Those are the 2 numbers. I probably reversed them. But
let's see here. We had Dev. He had the idiot store called, and they're out of you.
It's Jerk Store.
Andrew Dice Clay. This one is a rough one. 1994 UK Wildcats over LSU. Moving on. We don't talk UK. Oh, sorry, as I just coughed into the mic there. Wendy's tweets. The tweets from the Wendy's, the
Those
restaurant.
are some good comebacks,
Yeah.
yes. I'll give
And
him
Dave
that one.
Chappelle.
And Dave made a good comeback, too, yes.
Brad Hargis from Cinema Guys Pod. Batman after the Nightfall series. Great after his back was broken. I completely forgot about it, so that's an honorable mention for me now. USA in the movie Miracle.
USA. Did they come back?
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't expected to win. I didn't know they were down.
losing 1-0, I think.
Oh, okay.
Keanu Reeves, or 2-1. It was 2-1 they were
2-1.
down.
Okay.
They scored the first, and then they scored Russia scored 2, I think. Keanu Reeves multiple times. Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant.
Hulk Hogan versus every match Hulk Hogan's in. He gets beat up and then spangs his leg on the ground and takes his steroids and wins.
And Zima.
Zima made a good comeback. Very short-lived comeback, but it was a comeback.
Nikki from New Zealand. The Replacements, best comeback sports movie ever.
That would be the comebacks.
From Kevin at Cincy Explorer. He has Josh Hamilton, baseball player.
Oh, yeah.
He had a lot of drug issues, down and out. The Reds traded for him.
Was it really a comeback because he never established himself?
He signed a huge deal with the Angels and made a lot of money.
Well, yeah, but
and then he fell back into the drugs, unfortunately.
Oh, so he came back into the drug habit. That was his comeback?
Later, yes.
Because he was drafted high and
Yeah.
by the Rays, and they paid him a lot of money, but he never made it to the major leagues. So don't you have to be there before you can come back? Just saying.
Josh Hamilton signed with the Reds.
Well, yeah, and then he didn't. That was his comeback.
Correct.
Was with the Reds, and then to the
Angels.
Texas.
Oh, Texas, that's right. Number 4, Martin Truex Jr.
Truex.
I'm thinking NASCAR.
It's NASCAR.
Robert Downey Jr. Number 2, J.K. Rowling.
Well, again,
she was kind of
did
not
she
known.
come back from anything? I mean, she was
homeless, but
living on public assistance
Yeah.
when she wrote the first book. But it's not like she wrote some books that were popular and then went on public assistance. It's not a comeback.
This one's a good one. Steve Jobs. That's a
Yes,
comeback.
that's a comeback. He got forced out of his own company
Yes.
and then went ahead and ran the Pixar until he got Apple back.
So there you go. There's your history of bad ideas for this week. It was an old school one. I liked it.
It was old school.
Bad idea of the week. You know what? There's no bad idea this week.
No, there's a bad idea.
Oh, what is the bad idea?
Let's see. We'll throw that at number. It's not that high, so 1,286.
Okay.
Being short, Jim and Blake skipping out on us.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
I mean,
Fuck you, clown.
Yeah.
Fuck you, clown.
Just because they have valid reasons.
I don't want Jeff or Blake getting stuck here. So we'll be back next week, hopefully with a fuller cast. Rumor has it a director might be stopping by.
Rumor has it.
Ooh it, ooh it. So, anyways, Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets. There's a history, it's not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Addendum. Titles for the show.
Oh, well, this is a short one. I'm looking at the time here.
That's okay.
Jim and Blake, I suppose, do take us over 2 hours. So,
What do you got?
oh, I don't have a whole lot, so I'm hoping you do. Let's see titles. I got Blake bought batteries because you said that, and Buck Me Off.
Buck me off. Buck me off. Buck me off. I got Python arms. I got Oh Boy. Because you kept saying "oh boy" during the breakdancing. I got, let's see here, Death and More. I don't know what that's from. I'm Not a Heathen. Jay Marvelous. And Princess Drinks. I kind of like the Princess Drinks.
You do like the Princess Drinks. You drank enough of them.
I like the Princess Drinks.
How about Jay Marvelous and his Princess Drinks?
I like it. Sure. That's a long title. How about just pick one?
Oh, come on. That's not that long of a title.
Okay, fine. His Princess Drinks. Okay, change approved.
All right.